Alright, let's sum up the Mists update real quick that's coming out, and my thoughts on it, and my thoughts on what the meta is going to be. Let's go. So to get to the Mists, you'll find these little floaty, glowy orb, will-o-wisp things, and then when you see them, they'll open a portal up. It could be a duo portal or a solo portal. The duo portals do not connect ever to the solo portals, so that's a really cool and good thing. I'm going to go ahead and praise them right now for that, because every single game developer in the face of the freaking planet wants to match solo players with duo or trio players in their matchmaking, and I am just sick of it, so that's really awesome. But another note, too, is that if you're in a yellow zone or a blue zone and you find one of these wisps, it will only take you to a blue or a yellow zone in the mists. So that means, possibly, that you can wear full 8.3 in a technical mist yellow zone. Now, I don't know if that's the case, if there will be IP limitations. Back in the old days of Albion Online, if you wore a full 8.3 in a blue zone or a yellow zone, it limited how much power those items gave you so that it was more fair for other players. I don't know if that's going to be the case in Mist. I honestly hope it is. I think it's silly that you can wear 8.3 because wearing 8.3 in a yellow zone is like what you have to do to be most efficient in the yellow zone. There's no reason to use anything weaker in a yellow zone. But speaking of 8.3, there's another thing too in this trailer, it's on the official channel, whatever, is that when they open the menu to do looting, their gear shows 8.4 potential. So if you look at my item list here, every single thing has only 3 enchanting holes in them, right? This is an 8.3 crypt candle. You can see there's 3 purple dots under the crypt candle. Well, in the trailer, there are 4 dots, okay? Which means 8.4 enchanting, which is gonna suck, okay? That's called power creep, and what that is whenever MMORPGs go on for a long time, it invalidates the weaker gear. I have a whole chest of like 8.3 stuff here that is basically going to become completely worthless. Why should I use an 8.3 axe when I could use an 8.4 axe? You know how more expensive these 8.4 items are going to be when they release? It's going to be very expensive for most people, and I don't want to shill out for 100 more item power. I'll just not touch the game for several years until the market stabilizes, then I can get my 8.4, you know? So if anything, right now would be the time, because this comes out next month, to sell your 8.3 items right now. Like right now, this Shadow Caller is worth 14 million. And I guarantee you, like, in December, January, February of next year, why would you ever use an 8.3 Shadow Caller when you can just use an 8.4 Shadow Caller, right? So this is going to just completely tank in value, and that sucks. That sucks for players like me, maybe not so much if you're one of those, riskier players that only uses budget gear or something like that. So they show off the new creatures, how much HP they have, their kind of damage rotations and whatnot. So the way that I'm seeing this is because these are very beefy creatures with over 11,000 HP. Those are very uncomfortable to fight with standard or even budget builds. So what's going to happen is, because it's a solo or a duo adventure, almost everyone is going to run healing weapons. That's right. Why would I go into the mists with a non-healing weapon when I can just wear a druidic staff? Having a druidic staff in PvP in a 1v1 situation, I can never die. I'm never ever going to die against one single other player with the druidic staff, okay? I'm going to always be able to run away and heal myself. I'm always going to be able to top myself off. And druidic staff, like just druid staffs in general, deal an insane amount of PvE damage. So I see that the mists are going to be primarily druid staff users above any and all else. In the duos, maybe not. Duos will just follow some Hellgate meta probably, for duos or whatever, but mostly it's almost all going to be holy staffs, it's going to be druidic staffs, and like, why wouldn't you? There's no reason not to. You can just run away from people and heal. There's not a single 1v1 anti-heal build, except for a few in Corrupted Dungeons, but that involves waiting 15 minutes for those bats to spawn in, which the mists, you can mount up and run away. It's a completely different meta. You can't borrow stuff from Corrupted Dungeons, okay? Like, looking at how much damage these monsters are doing to very high tier armored players in the video, they're doing like 400 damage a hit, out of 3000 HP. So you're going to really want to bring a healing staff of some sort for these mists. And another clip too is they show off like 4 Morgana summoner bosses all clustered together. So I don't know if mob density is going to be better in the mists, but if it is, here's what's going to happen also. No one's going to fame farm in the open world anymore, because fame farming in the mists will be the ideal place to do it if mob density is much higher. Why would you ever farm anywhere else? It's like what happened to dungeons. There's no reason to fame farm in dungeons anymore, because the open world is just so much better for fame farming, alright? Like, what they're doing is they're killing their old content, and they've had a habit of doing this. So a cool mechanic to prevent pre-teaming or, temporary teaming is that the zones in the mists are all temporary, and they will close after a certain amount of time. And if you want to stay in the mists, you have to find another one of those will-o-wisp things and enter a new portal. So you can't just be like, okay, we're all in the zone with my guildies and my alliance, Lamau, and then oh crap, the mist is closing, and then everyone gets shuffled away from each other. So that's really neat. That's really cool. And if you fail to enter the portal, you just get booted back out to the main world, which is really neat. And then it goes to show off you can rescue the wisps for a reward, and it literally gave in the video 8,000 might, which hit 2 of the weekly rewards immediately, giving 4,000 favor, which is nuts, which is crazy. Okay, like, currently, if I go just open world farming in the black zone, like, mobs, it's gonna take hours to get that amount. Hours and hours of mob farming, where you can just pick up a glowy wisp on the ground and throw it in a portal, and you get half your weekly reward done in one turn-in, which is going to be completely nuts. And it's gonna completely devalue these guys, these battle mounts. Okay, they're still worth multiple millions. And of course, doing the Conqueror chests. This is how you can get baby mammoths without ever going, to kill mammoths. These things can contain baby mammoths, the most expensive thing you can get in these chests. So that's just going to I think that possibly could devalue our transport mammoth. It's at 174 million right now. Let's see how much it is in a few months. I'm worried. I'm worried that my investments are going to go down because of this patch. I'm worried that things are going to get cheaper, which is good, for the game, but it's not so good for people that sit on our hoards of treasure, deflation, inflation, whatever, what have you. I'm just worried. But another thing too, another concern is if you're like, in the solo zones, and you're not on a bear mount, you're losing out, bro. Like, bear mounts, you cannot dismount these in 1v1 combat. You just can't. Unless someone's AFK and sleeping, or you manage to hit them up like 10 times before they can run away and regenerate health. Yeah, like, so is that going to be the meta? Are bears going to rise in price? Bears are worth $1 million right now. I think that bears might be a good investment for next month. I'm considering it. I'm considering buying myself like 100 bear mounts and waiting and seeing if these suckers go up, because bears are going to be the #1 Mists of Avalon mount to use, even in the dangerous zones. You can't be dismounted. So why the hell wouldn't you ride these things? If you're in a mist and there's like someone in a gank set, you just ride your bear mount around the mist until the new portal opens, and then hopefully you get a better roll with some less hostile players or something like that. I don't know. But we'll have to see. But just any kind of battle mount really in general is going to be way better for you in the mist than a generic horse or actually oxes are probably viable now too. Like, it's really hard to dismount an ox, so why wouldn't you just ride an ox around, okay? And of course, maybe other solo players could gang up on you, but that's why you have the bear. Bears take a group effort to dismount. Anyway, guys, I'm Soul Benji. That's my thoughts on the Mist. Thanks for watching. As always, be a bro, stay swole. Let me know what you think. I read every comment. I make videos every day, so subscribe, and you don't want to miss tomorrow's video. Click the video on the screen right now. Also, I'm trying to get people together to do group dungeons and just have good group times. So to do that, you gotta join the Discord. So there's a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Click the video that's on screen. It's a good one. Mwah.